50 Cent allegedly knocked out Big Meech in a heated fight over life rights, after discovering Meech had been secretly working to reclaim control of his story behind 50's back.
Very unfortunate situation that took place. And I want to say to everyone, you know, that I hope that brother made it home safely. I hope that he now has a different perspective and a better sense of what to do and what not to do. Why?
It all began like something out of a movie, and not just any movie, but the kind where you already know the climax will leave the audience in stunned silence. For months, whispers have been floating through back channels that Big Meech, the legendary founder of BMF, was quietly moving chess pieces in the shadows. The whispers claimed Meech wasn't just playing a long game. He was trying to take back the ultimate prize, his life rights. Those rights would have been the foundation of the hit STARZ series BMF, were firmly in the hands of Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, a man who has built an empire out of turning street legends into entertainment gold. What nobody knew, not even 50 himself, was that Meech had allegedly hired an aggressive legal team to find loopholes, hidden clauses, and backdoor moves that could rip those rights right out from under 50's iron grip. Please do not forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. To understand how we got here, you've got to rewind the clock. Back in 2020, when BMF was first announced, it was billed as a powerful collaboration. 50 Cent, the mogul and storyteller, and Big Meech, the man whose life story was too explosive to stay in the shadows forever. For a while, it looked like a perfect partnership. 50 brought the cameras, the budget, and the audience. Meech brought the story, the authenticity, and the legend. But as the seasons rolled out, insiders say Meech started to feel boxed in. His family, his past, and even his own image were now filtered through the lens of someone else's creative control. That creative control, by contract, belonged to 50. And that's where the quiet resentment allegedly started to simmer. Fast forward to early this year. Meech was making moves in secret meetings, often using intermediaries and coded messages from prison. He was building a legal strategy with his lawyer, a sharp, no-nonsense figure who had handled some of the most complex entertainment cases in recent memory. Their mission was clear: find a legal path to reclaim those rights. Court filings were being drafted, legal traps were being set, and Meech's allies in the entertainment industry were being quietly rallied to his side. The plan was to hit 50 with a demand so airtight, so backed by precedent, that he'd have no choice but to sign over control or at least renegotiate on terms that favored Meech. But here's the part nobody could have predicted. Word of these moves finally leaked to 50 Cent. And if there's one thing you know about 50, it's that he doesn't just sit back and let someone take food off his plate. In typical 50 fashion, he didn't send an email. He didn't wait for a lawyer to draft a counter. He set up a face-to-face meeting, determined to handle this like only a man from Southside Jamaica, Queens, knows how. The meeting was arranged in a quiet, upscale location, one of those private rooms where high-level entertainment deals go down away from prying eyes. Meech arrived with his lawyer, confident and calm, holding a folder that reportedly contained the very documents that could change the course of BMF forever. According to sources close to the situation, Meech slid the folder across the table, laid out the argument, and gave 50 an ultimatum: sign the release papers or face a legal war he couldn't win. Now, for most people, this is where it would have ended, with a tense handshake, maybe a slammed door, maybe a court date in the future. But 50 Cent isn't most people. Witnesses say the room's energy shifted instantly. 50 leaned back, smirked, and asked one question: "You really think you can take my show from me?" When Meech held his gaze and nodded, the tension snapped. Words turned to shouting. The shouting turned into an all-out face-off. And then, according to those present, 50 stood up, closed the distance, and in one swift move through the first punch. It was quick, brutal, the kind of hit you'd expect from someone who spent years surviving the streets before he ever made a dollar from music or TV. Meech, caught off guard, stumbled back. The lawyer reportedly yelled for security, but before anyone could react, 50's follow-up connected clean. One witness swears they saw Meech's knees buckle before he hit the ground. The room went dead silent. Security rushed in, separating the two men. The lawyer was shouting about lawsuits, assault charges, and the biggest mistake 50 had ever made. But 50 wasn't backing down. He allegedly stood over Meech for a moment, eyes locked, and said something no one would forget, "You don't take what's mine." The aftermath was chaos. Meech was helped to his feet, still dazed, while his lawyer demanded medical attention and began calling contacts in the legal world. By the time the news hit the industry grapevine, it had already taken on a life of its own. Some said Meech had been plotting for over a year. Others claimed 50 had known the whole time and was just waiting for the right moment to make a statement. Meanwhile, 50 wasted no time in controlling the narrative. Hours later, he posted a cryptic message on Instagram. Nothing direct, just a photo of a boxing glove with a caption, "Protect what's yours." No tags, no names, but everyone knew exactly what he meant. The comment section exploded. Fans took sides instantly. Some were calling 50 a savage for putting hands on a man who's been locked up for years. Others said it was classic 50, a man who doesn't let anyone play with his business. Behind the scenes, though, this was far from over. Meech's legal team began drafting both criminal and civil responses. There was talk of pressing assault charges. There was also talk of moving forward with the original life rights lawsuit, now with the added leverage of a physical altercation. For Meech, the fight wasn't just about getting his story back. It was now about proving that no one, not even a media mogul like 50 Cent, could intimidate him into silence. Industry insiders are watching closely, because the stakes here go way beyond just two men. If Meech somehow manages to claw back his life rights, it could set a massive precedent for other figures whose stories are currently owned, packaged, and sold by Hollywood players. And if 50 holds on to them, it sends a clear message that once you sign, there's no turning back, no matter how personal the story is. The streets are split. Some older heads remember when Meech and 50 were nothing but mutual respect and business synergy. Younger fans, many of whom only know Meech from the BMF series, are now questioning if they've been watching a story told through someone else's bias all along. And through it all, the memes keep coming. Photoshop boxing posters, fake ESPN-style fight stats, even remixes of old 50 Cent tracks with Meech's name dropped in. But make no mistake, beneath the jokes, this is a war with real consequences. A war over money, over legacy, over control. And after that punch landed, there's no going back to polite business meetings. This is personal now, and both men know it. The question isn't whether 50 Cent and Big Meech can repair their relationship. That bridge might already be in ashes. The question is who's going to win the long game. Because in the world of power, money, and street credibility, one clean knockout doesn't end the fight. It just starts a new round.